The rapid growth of digital technology has transformed education, making online learning more accessible and flexible for students worldwide. However, the question remains, is online learning more effective than face-to-face learning, especially for foundation students? According to the California Learning Research Network, online learning often faces significant challenges such as reduced social interaction, lack of immediate feedback, and lower students' motivation. These limitations can negatively affect students' understanding and engagement, particularly for foundation students who are still developing essential academic skills. In contrast, face-to-face learning provides direct interaction, real-time support, and structured environment that can enhance learning effectiveness. Therefore, it is important to evaluate whether online learning truly meets the needs of foundation students compared to traditional classroom learning.
Problem statement. Over the past few years, online learning has expanded rapidly. It's flexible, accessible, and often more affordable than traditional education. But research shows that it doesn't always match the effectiveness of face-to-face classes. Students often struggle with reduced engagement, weaker social interaction, and the absence of teacher presence. Motivation becomes harder to sustain, which leads to higher dropout rates and fewer opportunities for collaboration or practical learning, as highlighted by Whatfix and CLRN. The core issue is clear. While online learning scales easily, it doesn't consistently provide the structured, interactive, and social engaging environment that is essential for deep understanding and long-term success. Based on the comparison table, let's compare online learning with face-to-face education across 5 key aspects. First, engagement. Online learning often means limited interaction and delayed feedback, while face-to-face classes, though bound by schedule and location, provide more immediate response. Next, motivation. Online students need strong self-discipline, which increase dropout risk, whereas in-person learning benefits from facilities, materials, and the structure of travel. Social connection is another challenge. Online learners often feel isolated, while classroom setting foster faster real-time interaction and accountability. Practical learning is difficult to replicate online, especially labs or file work through traditional classes can be limited by geography and logistics. Finally, retention and completion. Online programs tend to have lower rates, while face-to-face environments with teacher present and structure support stronger completion outcomes.
Hi everyone, I'm Eclair, and here are the 5 main objectives of our study. First, to compare both methods and see which one helps foundation students achieve better grades. Second, to examine digital challenges and understand why interaction and hands-on learning are lower online. Third, to analyze how learning platforms affect a student's motivation and self-discipline. The fourth objective is to find the best method for new students who are still adapting to university life. The last objective of our case study is to explore how blended learning can create a more supportive and effective experience. With that, I'll pass it to the next speaker. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hanis, and I'll be presenting the case description and key facts. So, by looking at the facts, one major issue is limited interaction, which reduces student engagement and communication with teachers. There is also a lack of hands-on learning, making it harder for students to fully understand concepts, and many students struggle with motivation and self-discipline in an online environment. In addition, feedback from instructors is often delayed, which affects learning progress. Another important concern is academic dishonesty, as it is harder to monitor students during online assessment, and technical problems such as poor internet connection and lack of proper devices also disrupt learning. And finally, the digital divide creates unequal opportunities, and online systems often struggle to personalize learning or assess critical thinking effectively. So overall, these factors show why online learning may not always be as effective as expected.
Thank you. My name is Marta, and I'll be discussing analysis and discussion. For our analyze, we know that online learning focuses on flexibility and independent study, allowing foundation students to learn at their own pace and view materials easily. However, it often lacks interaction and structure, which can affect understanding and motivation. In contrast, face-to-face learning provide direct communication, immediate feedback, and more disciplined environment, making it generally more effective for students who are still building their academic foundation. And for discussion, as group we believe that face-to-face learning is more effective for foundation students because it allows better interaction, clearer understanding, and more focuses in classes. It also helps students stay motivated through direct support from lecturers and peers. However, we also agreed that online learning is useful for flexibility and revision. Therefore, combining both methods will be the most effective approach.
Moving on to the next slide, here we have the solutions. Before I start, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Irfan bin Kamis, and let's get into it. So for the first one, we got blended learning. It's basically what it sounds like, a mix of both. As an example, you do the boring stuff like reading or watching lectures online whenever you want, but then you meet up in person to use your hands and brain to apply what you just read. This method of learning is very popular in big companies as nobody wants to sit in a meeting for 8 hours straight when it could have been just a video, which will save time a lot. For the second one, it's based on context solutions. If you are a freshman and don't know anyone, online learning is a bad option as you need to be there in person to actually make friends and vibe with the teachers or lecturer. However, if you are a senior, you can apply online learning as you have already done all the socializing and just want to get your work done and move on. Furthermore, if you are learning to gain knowledge or memorize facts, screen is fine, but if you are feeling lazy, it's much better to have a human in front of you to keep you motivated. Lastly, the practical solutions. We can stop the loneliness by using group chats. As we all know, apps like Google Meet has this feature where you can chat in real time, so you actually feel like you're part of the class. To keep it fair during exam or tests, we can use timers and screen monitors so people actually stay honest. Next, to stop boredom, we all know that nobody wants to read a 50 pages PDF, so instead, try mix it up with multimedia elements to make it more engaging for the students. So that's all from me. Thank you.
For the conclusion, in conclusion, online classes are not always efficient for students. They lack the direct interaction and social presence that traditional classroom provide. With a face-to-face engagement, learners miss out on discussion, collaboration, and immediate feedback. Many also struggle with motivation and discipline, leading to procrastination and weaker outcomes. On top of that, unequal access to technology creates performance gaps. For this reason, online learning cannot fully replace classroom education. It works best as a supporting tool, while structured in-person teaching remains essential for meaningful and effective learning. That's all. Hello guys, my name is Mohd Kadir Zichua from IT courses. So today I will interview one of my friends, Faki.
Hello, my name is Faki from RCC Science. Go on ahead.
Faki, in your opinion, do you think that
online classes is efficient for students?
Well, in my opinion, I think that online classes are not efficient for students. As we all know, online classes are a bit too free for us students, as there are no teachers that will keep an eye on us during studying. And students itself don't really have that much discipline since we are all kids in age. Because of that, some students will take the advantage to do other things rather than studying during class time. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Fakih.
You're welcome.